Yes, it's time. It's time to talk about one of the greatest shows ever.
Bring it on.
Season 3, episodes 1 through 4. Are you guys ready to talk about this?
Let's go.
All right, let's do this. All right, so listen. It all starts when Dawson,
What?
he's trying desperately to get Joey.
What?
Because he wasn't.
No,
Oh shit!
no,
we're doing
no.
we're doing Cobra Kai.
Wrong show.
Okay, start over.
Yeah. Ahem.
Hi everyone. We're talking today about Cobra Kai, season 3. Today we'd like to cover the first 4 episodes. How does that sound?
Perfect.
All right, let's do this.
I just thought I'd answer for them.
Yeah, I know. Well, they can't really answer. We're not taking calls till later, so I guess let's talk about the first episode, Aftermath. Aftermath. What an appropriate title.
Yeah.
For this first episode.
Yes.
For those of you who did not, by the way, this is a spoilers thing here. We do spoilers now.
We don't hold back.
No. So if you're not familiar with Cobra Kai season 3 already, then just make sure you watch all our videos first, and then you can watch the show later once you know what's going to happen, so you're not surprised by anything. So let's talk about the Aftermath episode.
Yeah.
It didn't make a lot of sense there. Aftermath. After what happened in season 2, we got lots of cliffhangers in season 2. We got Miguel suffering needlessly with Crohn's disease.
Oh my word.
And he was having all kinds of trouble.
This is how misinformation starts.
Yeah, this is where it begins. All right, listen. Last season was tragic. To be honest with you, when season 2 ended, I thought they went so balls out with Miguel getting kicked off the balcony at school that I kind of thought season 3 was going to be almost no karate for most of the series, or most of the season, I mean.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how they were even going to come back from that.
It just seemed to me like what they were really saying was, holy shit, there really are consequences now.
Uh-huh.
And we can't keep just having random fights all the time. Like season 2 had a fight in probably at least half the episodes or more.
Yeah.
Right? And some of them were just brutal, like when they fought in the woods, the Coyote Creek or whatever.
Yeah.
So I kind of thought that this season was going to be mainly no real karate until the end, until maybe the last couple episodes where they come around.
That's what we speculated.
That is not what happened at all. There's some early karate. Johnny fights a couple of guys. Johnny started that fight at the bar, right? There was no reason for that. He's like, turn it on. Switch it back.
Part. I had to refresh my memory banks because he gets into a lot of fights in a lot of bars.
Yeah, Johnny fights a lot of people. Johnny's the only guy in his early 50s that just goes around getting into fights, no problem. Like, doesn't even blink. It's no big deal to him.
Yes.
So, okay. So Johnny gets into like a little fight there, and then they're really trying to keep you on the line here that maybe Miguel's not going to make it. Especially there's that one line where they psych you out, where the cop tells Johnny, he says, that kid died. Yeah. And Johnny's like, wait, what? Miguel's dead? And then the guy says, well, the cop says, I'm no doctor, but after 2 weeks in a coma. And I'm thinking, dude, you fucking don't do that. Just go
messing
around
with Johnny's
rumors.
Head and ours.
Yeah, don't tell anybody that this kid's dead. The kid's fine. He's Miguel. He's gonna be fine. Give him a couple episodes. I really like how Miguel was having those dreams of him in the tournament.
Yeah.
And how it was like echoing his like subconscious recovery.
His fight.
His
fight to recover.
I love that. He kept losing, and then it kept going back to him getting kicked off the balcony. So that was all really great. By the way, while we're on this, can we just get something out in the open?
What's that?
Miguel didn't just get kicked off and like Robbie kicked him off the balcony either on purpose or accident or whatever. That's not the point. The point is Miguel started that fight entirely. And I really getting kind of tired of Robbie getting so shafted on this. Watch what happened at the end of season 2. Miguel heard the announcement, right? When the announcement got interrupted, and then Tori with a Y was like, I'm coming for you, bitch. He heard that whole thing, so he knew what was going on, and he knew that she had seen him. I think he knew that she had seen him kiss her, right?
Oh, I don't think he knew.
He might not have known that part yet?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. All right. Well, he didn't need to. The point is he knew that she was coming for Sam.
Right.
So then what does he do? So Miguel gets there, and he sees Robbie just kind of separating them. That's all. Robbie's like...
Robbie had a hold on Tori.
Yeah.
And that's when Miguel appeared on the scene and just went right into Robbie, and that's how their fight started.
Yeah.
And anyway, go
Total
ahead.
horseshit. I mean,
Yeah.
that's called starting a fight. So let's not pretend everybody's like feeling bad for Miguel. You know, in season two ended, everyone's like, "Oh no, poor Miguel. How did Robbie do that?" I'm like, "I'll tell you why Robbie did that. You son of a bitch. He he had every reason to know that Tori was the one who ultimately escalated things at that point, right? Like, I mean, I know Sam started the fight. I did the video a few years ago about how Sam started the fight, and she did. I maintain that. Okay, Sam started the fight. If you haven't already seen that video, look in my description. I'll give you a link to the video. It's funny. But Sam started the fight, but Tori didn't need to bring it into school on the first day of class.
Yeah.
Tori even beat up the announcer woman, whoever
Yeah.
that was.
Whoever she was.
Yeah, so I mean Tori really went all out. And that was clear that Tori became very unhinged. I'm not sure how hinged she was in the first place.
Yeah, well, it's questionable.
So Miguel had absolutely no reason to go tackling Robbie the way he did. All right, that was completely fucked up, and he knew damn well what he was doing. So that's the first thing we need to talk about. All right. Anyway, so season three now. I mean, so let's move on past Aftermath. Aftermath is just kind of slow, and it's just letting you know what hell Johnny's in.
Mm,
I mean, he's really this is awful. Johnny's son and his student and everything is just horrendous.
yeah.
Then Johnny starts trying to come up with these crazy plots to try to get into the hospital. These
Yes.
do not go well. I mean, I love when he's trying to flirt with the girl. The
Yeah.
woman doesn't look
His
like.
face is all like bruised and bloodied.
Yeah, he like smell. He hadn't
Winking at her.
showered forever. He's like, be a bad girl. Let me tell you something. Be a bad girl works in a lot of environments. It does not work in a hospital. You come on, be a
No.
bad girl. How many hospital employees want to be bad girls in the middle of the day?
I it was kind of cute though because I got the impression that Johnny just really didn't have any clue what he actually looked like in that moment.
No, or smelled like. They made pretty clear he smelled like dog shit. So that was hilarious. I liked that there was it was almost a little bit cartoony for a bit, which is probably almost a good idea at this point. I
Yeah.
usually don't like the show getting too cartoony, but
Right.
we might have needed it because things were so serious.
Yeah.
I love when we see the school with Daniel and Amanda and all the parents and shit are going crazy.
That was fun.
That was really well done. The greatest moment there was when that guy yells out, "I heard you were the real
Yeah.
bully."
And Daniel whipped around.
I know Daniel's like looking at him like, wait, what? Who's saying that? What? Who said I'm the real bully? That is hilarious. That was such a great way to echo real life.
That was great.
And I do think that whole scene made a lot of sense. Plus, it gave him an opportunity to start explaining some of the characters who weren't around now. Like
Yeah.
they said something about the neckbeard guy, and of course that Stingray.
Yeah.
They explained Stingray, he's gone.
Right. So that's how we know why he's not there.
Yeah, that was good to get that out of the way early on. And then at
Yeah.
school, we found out why Aisha's not around anymore,
Yeah.
and somebody else too. I think got explained away. So they were careful about kind of setting all that up. It was really cool to see just what magnitude this had with the parents, because even the parents whose kids weren't involved,
Hmm.
I didn't really think about that. Like that even parents who had nothing, kids had nothing to do with the fight,
Hmm.
were there and they were pissed off.
Yeah.
I thought that was a good way to handle it, and also to show us there was a lot of news coverage about it too.
Yes.
Like I
Yeah.
didn't necessarily know.
They had the reporter in the school lobby. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of things there. So that was good too. I thought that was good to show us just how serious this was going to be. At the end of season two, I didn't necessarily know this was going to be, huge news all over the valley, but definitely is. So
Yeah.
that's cool to know. And also, I really like how then it wasn't too much later that we saw this was affecting Daniel's sales, that people didn't want to support his business anymore.
Yeah.
That started making a lot of sense.
Yes.
I
The
like
ripple
that.
effect.
Yeah, a lot of things here, and up until this point too. These first few episodes of season three, Amanda is still kind of like the person in the horror movie who like doesn't believe the killer is around anymore.
Yeah.
Like the naysayer, like, oh come on, you fuckers, there's no Jason Voorhees, there's no Michael Myers, and it takes until the killer tries to kill them or their loved one, and then they realize.
Uh-huh.
It took till much later. We'll talk about when we get to that episode, but
After
so
that, she was all in.
yeah, she was all in at that point, but these first few episodes, she's not. These first four,
Yeah.
she is not involved yet. So let's see what else is going on here. Then we get the big team up. We get Daniel and Johnny in a very Tango and Cash esque buddy cop team up.
Yeah.
That was what do you think? Was that too much for the show? Was it a little too corny and cartoony and forced?
No, I didn't think so. I thought it was just right. I really enjoyed it.
I absolutely enjoyed it. It was kind of guilty pleasure because I don't think it would have gone that way in real life. It's another one of those things that's very convenient to the
Yeah.
show's writing.
Yeah. Yeah.
They happened. First of all, they're looking all over the valley. You've been to the valley. The valley's big. It's not like a small little. It's not like a
Mm-hmm.
neighborhood. It's a big place.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're looking for the car. They're looking for the '93 this
The
minivan, the
caravan.
caravan, right? They're looking for it. They happen to stumble upon it. Just total coincidence,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
They just see it at the gas. There he is. Then they
Yes.
go after it. And of course, Johnny drives, right? And he drives like an asshole, and Daniel's scared. It played on all the tropes.
Yeah.
And then of course what happens? It's a guy who he's involved in a chop shop,
Yeah.
and then those guys want to fight Daniel. It's a little too perfect. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? It's a little too storybook, but it's so good. I don't care. And
Yeah.
besides, this didn't this whole series kind of jump into that by the beginning of Karate Kid 3?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like it sort of just said, look, we're not trying to be realistic
Yeah.
anymore. It's not grounded. It's not the first 30 minutes of the first film anymore. Now it's horseshit fun. We don't care.
Mm-hmm.
And so who cares? So that was a great team up. I love it. Actually, Machio's fight scenes usually looked really bad.
This one, yeah, and that one was good.
This one looked really good.
Yeah, at the chop shop.
He finally stretched. Because I'm telling you that the first
He must have.
between when he kicked the boba coffee or the boba tea or whatever.
It's a
The
tea.
is it tea? No. It's not. It's
I
not a
don't
hot
like
coffee.
it.
Yeah, I don't like it. When he kicked that, it looked terrible.
Yeah.
When he fought those guys on the beach, those criminal guys, that also looked terrible.
Yeah.
Then when he fights Johnny, Johnny's moves look good. His did not. I just felt like, yeah, Machio just can't do it. This looked good though. This for
It
the most
did. It
part, this
did.
fight scene looked good. I like that it was a longer fight scene
Mm-hmm.
than a lot of the other ones we had.
Yep.
And I like that then they even worked in a little fight between Johnny and Daniel again at the
Right.
end
They
of it.
turned on each other
Yeah,
at the end.
a little bit, which didn't surprise me. I actually think that's probably what
That's
would have
the
happened.
realistic part.
It actually is. The other guys were all pretty much out cold.
Yeah.
So that was great. And I thought, you know what, that ended well when Daniel's kind of yelling at Johnny in the
Mm-hmm.
wherever they were after that, I guess outside or
Right
something.
outside.
He's yelling at him and he's like, "Oh, I tried teaming up with you." That was sad for a moment there, I thought.
It was because it ended with Daniel's parting shot about Robbie being too much like Johnny.
Yeah, I remember that. He's like,
Yeah.
maybe he has a little too much of you in him.
Yeah.
That was good. That was a real. That whole scene was great. Look, those first two episodes
Mm-hmm.
were, I think, really good. And again, I keep saying this, but notice the tone once again is getting more serious. Right?
Mm-hmm.
In season one, the first two episodes were just tons of laughs. Right? They were just
Yeah.
going for a joke about every 5 or 10 seconds at the most.
Mm-hmm.
Season two didn't do that, but it still played up the comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Here, we're a couple episodes in, and there's very few real jokes, right?
Yeah.
Or at least nothing that took you too far out of the story for the most part.
Right. Oh, well, I mean, shit got real at the end of the second season, so you
Yeah.
can't have too many laughs right now.
No, so this was great. I mean, I'll tell you this, the tone of season 3 is even improved over season 2. I thought season
Mhm.
1 was
I agree.
quirky, funny, and all that stuff, but I kept thinking, are we going to get serious? Because every time season 1 started to get serious, they'd pump the brakes and go for a laugh. You know, like
Mhm.
especially most notably was when Johnny came over to Daniel's house to fight, and you think they're going to fight. I thought they were going to really get into it in the backyard,
Mhm.
and then he's like, Amanda invites him in
Yeah,
for breakfast
yeah.
/ lunch, and then he says, I could eat.
I could eat.
Yeah, and then pretty soon he's calling Daniel's son a dick and everything. It's just, and I thought, oh, okay, I guess that's what the show's going to do. It's going to tease fighting, but it's going to deflate.
Mm-hmm.
Season 2 didn't do so much of that, and then season 3 here really gets the tone right early on. These first 2 or 3
Mhm.
episodes, you really know that, okay, this is not. We're going to have some comedy, but not to the degree that we did before. So we can explore the drama. I'm not anti-comedy, but I want drama. This is a drama show to me.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, so we get a lot of good stuff. The team up was fantastic. Tom Cole trying to do the takeover was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I loved that whole thing. I thought that was a really good storyline. Ed Asner, the late Ed Asner. I liked his whole thing.
Rest in peace.
We won't see him again, unfortunately, but he was great. I'd hate for something to get in the way of another payday. You know, that
That's
was
good.
great. Johnny stealing his thing was even better.
Yeah, yeah.
And then finally, in season 4, Daniel heads off to Okinawa.
Episode 4?
Right? Or what I say? I keep saying season, right? I got
Yeah.
a problem.
Episode.
I don't know what the hell's wrong with me. Anyway, so Daniel heads off to, at least he heads off to Japan in that episode. I don't think
Yeah.
he made it to Okinawa quite yet. But so good stuff. These first few episodes are fantastic. Guys, if for some reason you liked this video, like if anything here resonated with you, I can't imagine, click like. If you really liked it and you want more like this, even click
Click it
subscribe.
twice.
We've only got like 37 subscribers right now, so it's very embarrassing. I'd like to get to 38 at some point. So subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll be back tomorrow. We're going to do episodes 5, 6, 7. It's going to be a blast. See you guys then.